And after spending so many gems on such an ambitious project, I finally did it. I bred a... Hey there guys, it's Dashabella and Costella, and welcome back to another video of Star Equestrian. I hope you guys are doing well. Oh my gosh, I'm doing really great because firstly, I finally get to film this video because it has been a long time coming. And what has come, you say? So Dasha has been diligently working on multiple breeding projects. The first project is Woodlands Explorer. I've had this at level 1 for forever, but I have been focusing on other prestiges. I finally had the time to get around to leveling it up, so I've been leveling that up. And then at the same time, I had the bright idea of actually combining this prestige once I get it to level 3 and transfer it to a fantasy horse. And I have finally done it. I have gotten my first ever level 3 prestige fantasy horse, and I did go for a little bit of a theme as well for today, which I'm pretty sure once you see it you're going to pick up on what that theme is. I'm super excited to share the process with you guys, like what horses I had to breed, who I had to breed them with to get X, Y, and Z combo. I mean, you guys get the idea. So consider this a little bit of a guide, I suppose, on how to transfer traits from 4-star horses to fantasy horses, because doing it this way, in my opinion, is way cheaper than trying to level up your traits and prestiges on fantasies alone, because fantasy breeding is already super expensive. So let's get into it. How did I start the process? And of course, I've got to show you the end result. All right, guys, meet Piccolo, the star of the show for today, because if it wasn't for Piccolo, I wouldn't be able to do this breeding project at all. So Piccolo special, this is my first ever Woodlands level 3 horse. Piccolo is a Quorub. I did a lot of crossbreeding, so that's how he kind of ended up with the breed, because Quorubs are a mixed breed. But yeah, as you can see, we do have the proof. We had the hoof prints, we have the aura as well. We also have the dash, which I'm going to show later on with our final horse. But Piccolo is basically the first horse I started with for this project. And just in case anyone is new to the game and you're wondering, Dasha, why did you put all these traits on a 4-star? Why didn't you breed it onto a 5-star? So my methodology for Star Equestrian, when you're trying to level up traits and breeding, if you do everything on a 4-star, it is going to be way cheaper compared to doing all this breeding on 5 stars. Because with a 4-star, you can just do a single breeding token, the breeding is done, you get the horse, and you get the chance to level up that trait or prestige. If you do it on 5 stars and fantasies and 6 stars, that gets super expensive. So cost effective wise, do it everything on 4 stars. Once you've gotten everything leveled up on a 4-star, then you transfer it to a 5-star. Okay, so back onto my project. We have to turn Piccolo into a fantasy. So what is the next step to this process? So the first thing I did here was I needed to make a unicorn, because unicorns in Star Equestrian are kind of weird. They're like the in-between between fantasies and regular horses in Star Equestrian. I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but you'll kind of understand as we go through the next steps. But basically here, we need to make a unicorn out of Piccolo. Does the breed matter? In this kind of fantasy breeding, no. It does matter if you're breeding for Pegasi, because I know Pegasi can be a little more finicky with breeds, but if you're breeding to fantasies, like one of the elemental horses, then it really doesn't matter what unicorn you have, you just need a unicorn. So I bred Piccolo to the Special Frisians, bought the tri-unicorn from our previous pass. I was kind of hoping I got the black horn. Unfortunately, I did not get the black horn, but I did potion the coat color, and the foal that these two made was pretty interesting. Meet Swarovski, my unicorn Arabian thing with like the weirdest coat pattern I have seen in quite a while. But honestly, I kind of like it. Like, it was very unexpected. I didn't think I was going to get this coat pattern on my Arabian unicorn, but I did. It looks so goofy with the tri-unicorn coat color. Like, my horse literally looks like it's got smudged eyeliner all over its eyes. The back looks like a painted saddle kind of thing. It's kind of weird. And then you have like the light tan body. Like, if I knew I was going to get this pattern, I wouldn't have bred this. But yeah, Swarovski was born. was perfect as well. Did keep my prestige. That was the most important thing. And also, in case you're wondering, for this breeding project, I had harmonized level 3. I was kind of trying to transfer this as well. So I was intentionally breeding my horses to get harmonized 3 to my resulting horse. All right, we are now officially at step 2. What's next? So the next step for the project now is I need to take Swarovski here, and I need to breed Swarovski with a fantasy, okay, one of the elemental fantasies, to create a official fantasy unicorn. So I want you guys to remember, Swarovski is just a plain regular unicorn. Technically classified as a fantasy, but it's not an elemental fantasy. We need a elemental fantasy unicorn. And officially, there are only 3 of those in the game. The Forest Lord Unicorn, the Atlantean Arabian Unicorn, and the Dusk Gold Arabian Unicorn. I have to breed one of these 3 horses so that I can do step 4. Okay, so step 3, I've got to make one of those 3. Now, since we have Woodlands Explorer level 3, we have a like leafy green, I guess, earth themed prestige, I decided on making a Forest Lord Unicorn. So this was the official pair. This was Swarovski being bred to, please ignore the name, Stay on My Lawn, my Forest Lord. Why I picked this one, I have no idea. I had one called Dragon Wattle, which was probably a better name, but it's okay. We can all stay on my lawn. You can camp out. You can do whatever you want on my lawn. Just don't leave any marks or anything, okay? Okay. So officially I bred this pair. I was super unlucky with this pair though, because I had 3 fails. So the 3 fails ended up being Marty, Zarek, and Marty. I don't know why we have 2 Martys. I did not get to pick their names, okay? They just kind of existed like that. But these were the 3 fails, unfortunately, for the breedings. The issue with the foals is that they either didn't get the prestige or they didn't get harmonized level 3. That was the reason why these horses are considered rejects, because they just didn't have what I wanted. And I know some people are going to say it's wasteful, but this is just how it is in Star Equestrian breeding. The gacha system is so annoying, and I had to kind of cop the losses. If I could adopt these horses out, I would, but I can't. So yeah, luckily for you guys, I actually kept the foals and I haven't grown them up yet. So let's have a look at all these horses together to see if they turned out kind of funky. I don't think so though. This is Marty. And ooh, Marty. Okay, Marty's kind of cute. I'm just gonna say that Marty did turn out kind of cute. Unfortunately for Marty though, okay, the problem with Marty here is that he did not get harmonized level 3. I ended up getting early bird instead, which was very painful. Very, very painful, but Marty is a really fancy looking Forest Lord unicorn. Just with the default unicorn horn, unfortunately. This is not the special horn for this particular fantasy unicorn. Next up, this is Zarek, and with Zarek, he's a bit of a funny one. He's got a weird horn, and he's also got the unicorn tail, so he's gonna have a rainbow tail. But what else are we gonna end up getting with this? Are we gonna get anything funky? Okay, nothing too funky, just the tail being a little goofy there, and the weird serrated bread knife horn thing. I don't know. No, sorry, we're not gonna keep him. Zarek, please. What in the world is this horn? I could never put my finger on like what this horn actually is. Like, is it like serrated bread knife? Is this supposed to be a beetle horn? I don't know what this particular shape is. I think the sad part is I don't know anyone that actually likes this horn. So if you do like it, kudos to you. I would give this horse to you if I could. It's just that we can't. We can't trade horses in this game, which is like the really sad thing about Star Equestrian. So this is horse number 2. Oh, and the reason why Zarek failed is that, sorry, my head's kind of covering it, but he did not get harmonized level 3. He ends up getting a different purebred trait. So yeah, that's why Zarek didn't make the cut. And here we have Marty the second. I don't know what happened here. So Marty doesn't have a unicorn horn for some reason, even though he's supposed to be a unicorn. So I don't know if we're gonna get something weird. We'll just find out together. And Marty got, oh, no, you definitely got something good. That's the official horn for this unicorn. So yeah, Marty did get the official horn for this particular unicorn type. So if you are looking for a fancy horn that is like, I guess like earth themed, this is the horn that you want. The reason why Marty didn't make the cut, okay, he got harmonized, he got painless, he just didn't get the prestige, which was like the saddest part. Oh man, I wish I only had to fail like 2 times, but yeah, Marty ended up being a fail as well. So now you might be wondering, who made the cut? Well, let me introduce to you the winning horse. This is Scorpio, the winning fantasy horse, the 4th bred son of his kind. Yeah, I spent a lot of gems on these breedings, unfortunately, but at least we did end up getting what we wanted. So Scorpio got everything that we wanted for the horse that I needed for the next upcoming breeding. He had Woodlands Explorer 3, he had Harmonized level 3, the crossbreed trait really didn't matter. If this was something else, I don't think it would have really mattered for me, but all I needed was I needed this unicorn, the prestige, and the purebred trait. Now that leaves me with the final breeding, and you're probably wondering what fantasy I settled on to breed with Scorpio, because this is not the end, guys. We are very close, but we're not at the end yet. So the theme, as you can probably tell, it's a very green earth theme because I went for a earth themed unicorn. I have an earth themed prestige. So what's left to really breed with this horse? So if you haven't guessed by now, I am trying to breed a earth-themed Spirit of Harmony horse. And yes, like the idea sounds crazy. You're breeding green with like black, gray, and red. This horse is already beautiful. Kage is stunning, but I really wanted to just kind of go all in with the earth-themed horses. And I know someone's going to ask, like, why didn't you just breed Kage with the original unicorn? So here's the thing. Regular unicorns cannot breed with all fantasies because they're not considered compatible partners. Remember the 3 elemental horses I listed earlier? Only those 3 horses are compatible with regular unicorns. So you have to go from regular horse to regular unicorn to fantasy unicorn, and then you can breed those fantasy unicorns to a wide variety of fantasy horses, and you can start putting unicorn horns on other fantasies. So here was my final pairing, Scorpio and Kage, and between these 2 horses, they were guaranteed to make me a Spirit of Harmony Shadow. I didn't have to worry about any shenanigans and maybe getting like a Forest Lord Spirit Harmony thing instead. To be fair, I don't think I'd be mad if I got that either, because it would be kind of cool to get the Spirit of Harmony mane and tail style onto a Forest Lord, but that's a project for another day, okay, when I have gems. I'm only down to 3,000 gems now. Yeah, this is the final breeding, and I needed all my traits to pass through. I needed Harmonized level 3 to pass, and I also needed my Woodlands Explorer level 3 to pass. And thank goodness, all I needed was a single breeding. And after spending so many gems on such an ambitious project, I finally did it. I bred a unicorn version of the Spirit of Harmony Shadow Horse. Meet Peacekeeper, my prestige level 3 unicorn fantasy. And oh my gosh, I didn't expect to like this as much as I originally did, because the one thing I worried about was getting, you know, the green mane and tail. Maybe that would have like thrown the look off. We got a bit of a hybrid mane and tail situation. We got the Spirit of Harmony Shadow mane, and we got the Forest Lord tail, which at first I was like, do I like this? But after a while, I think it's just grown on me. Like, it just kind of fits the theme altogether. You've got the leaves from the prestige swirling around the horse. You have the tail to kind of match with the leaves theme. I did end up getting the Forest Lord horn and also the 2 little horns as well. Okay, personally, if I got the 2 like massive horns, I think that would have made this so much better. But I think at the end of the day, I just love how Peacekeeper looks. Like, this horse took a lot out of me, not just in time and energy and brain power, but also in the form of monetary compensation. This was a very expensive breeding project, but we finally did it, guys. We finally did it. And oh my gosh, it was totally worth it. I do not regret this at all. But yeah, this is Peacekeeper, guys. I don't know if you're going to be seeing him a lot on the channel. I will be using him for competitions though, maybe in some races. So if you see me in any of my races with Peacekeeper, say hi. We're going to be around. But here's the thing. I want to also do a showcase of the Prestige as well, like a proper showcase, so you guys can properly see what the Prestige looks like in action. So let's start with the hoof prints. So you guys already saw, you get green hoof prints when you get this prestige at level 1. This is level 1 prestige, okay? So if you get the prestige for the first time, you're going to get those little green hoof prints. It does look very similar to Golden Child. I know Golden Child is yellow, but a lot of players report the green to be very similar to the yellow. So just check the prestige, okay? If you have a horse and you didn't know how to prestige and it's got hoof prints and it looks green and yellow, just double check in the profile which one you ended up getting, okay? Don't get too excited. Okay, it might not be the one that you wanted, but it's still prestige. So that's a good thing. So that's the hoof prints. The idle animation is the swirling leaves. So when you're not moving, you have the breeze carrying the leaves, just kind of spinning around your horse. And I didn't know how much I would have liked this until I actually got it on my horses. I think in particular, when I look at it on Scorpio, it looks really cool on Scorpio. Because like on the Forest Lord, like it makes total sense for this fantasy because it's already leafy green. You also have the wooden accents, the wooden horns, and the wooden like actual horn kind of thing. So it super fits this. The Peacekeeper, it can look a little, you know, a little off here and there, but I think overall for what I was looking for, I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, this is the idle animation for when you're standing around. And for the grand finale, of course, what does the level 3 ability look like? So the level 3 ability for Woodlands Explorer is whenever you dash, you get a speed boost. And originally, I thought this was just going to be like, you know, a little tiny thing that you wouldn't notice. It's not tiny. It's not a tiny boost. And it's also a very big effect as well. So you're going to have to push your horse into a sprint. And if you dash, you get a huge boost for your horse. And you get this like golden aura kind of thing that makes it seem like your horse is like traveling at super speed. Now keep in mind, okay, Peacekeeper is still very low leveled. He does not have a lot of speed on him yet. I feel if I level up my horse and I start to get him into these dashes, oh my gosh, I actually think this might be one of my fastest horses in the stable simply because of Woodlands Explorer 3. Like it is actually insane how big of a boost you're getting. And this is with Peacekeeper only having 10 speed. 10 speed, guys, 10 speed. Like a 10 speed horse is never going to naturally travel at that speed. So it is insane how fast my horse can go with the speed boost from this prestige. So if you get Woodlands Explorer level 3 and you start dashing, you are going to outspeed so many horses at whatever speed range you are at. So yeah, it's just really cool looking. I didn't show the front. You can see leaves also swirling in the front there. It's very faint. It's kind of hard to see. I hope you did see it. It is so cool. I didn't realize how flashy this ability was until I ended up getting it. And then I was like, whoa. Do I recommend this breeding project to other players? Now, personally speaking, I don't suggest you do this unless you are somebody that is a big spender. Firstly, you do not need to do this. If you can just get Woodlands Explorer level 3 on a 4-star, let's say a quarter horse, for example, and leave it at that, that's actually totally fine. That would actually probably work in favor for most people in the game. So don't feel like you have to do what I did. It is not necessary. I did this as a personal project and I knew that at the end of the day, I was going to turn this into a video because I feel like this is a really cool experience to share with you guys as well. This is Woodlands Explorer level 3. It's what it looks like. Maybe now some people are going to like the prestige more. I don't know. It's totally up to you. Is it one of the best prestiges in the game? Yes and no. This prestige, and by the way, I already tested this. This prestige is useless in races because the speed boost only applies to dashes. So if you're a big racer and you want a prestige for racing, do not get this prestige. Bad, not useful. For show jumping and cross country, it's a bit of a different story. For cross country, definitely. Definitely for cross country, I can see this being one of the best prestiges to own if you're trying to get really fast times. Show jumping, I think, is a bit iffy because some of the courses are really small and narrow, and the speed boost from what I've experienced, it makes it difficult to ride your horse, especially in like a very technical courses. So I don't recommend it for show jumping. So if you're like super big into cross country, sure. This is probably maybe like the best or the second best prestige in the game if you're super into show jumping. So yeah, I guess that's basically it for my special project showcase video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy the video today, or if you maybe found something very helpful and you learned something, please consider leaving a like on the video, as it does help me out so much. And to anyone that might be new to the channel, hi there guys, my name is Dashabella. I'm a virtual equestrian VTuber and I play a whole bunch of horse games on my YouTube channel. So if you love horse games as much as I do, then definitely consider subscribing to the channel to get future notifications for all of my horsey content. That's going to be it for today's Star Equestrian video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!